back, everyone. What I said did happen, and the storm did knock out my power. But we were down for like 10 minutes, so I don't probably even less than that. Uh, Hopefully we don't get knocked out again. The storm is moving on. Um, but yeah, we'll get right back into talking about Star Wars, and we were talking about the Acolyte. The Acolyte looks amazing. The little clip I saw floating around Twitter before the Disney snipers took it down looked like something we haven't seen in Star Wars live action, which is like the High Republic, the High Republic era, which is a bit more of a refined era than what we've seen in like the Mando series or Andor or something. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing the stuff in the High Republic, like the Jedi heavy robes with like the gold inlays and like the more regal look to the Jedi, as well as the bad guys. I hope we get to see the Nihil. I'm not sure when exactly it's set, but I know it's set somewhere towards the High Republic, so maybe the Nihil aren't there anymore. But I'd love to see the Nihil. I love them. If you don't know what the Nihil are, they're basically space Vikings who kind of fucked everything up in that period of time. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing if we get to see some of those guys. And yeah, looks really cool. I'm looking forward to the cast is really cool as well. We got the guy from Squid Games, Lee. I don't want to butcher his name. He's like a Jedi Master. Juna Suotomo, the guy who played Chewbacca in the sequel trilogy, is going to be a Wookiee Jedi, which I think is really cool. And Daphne Keane played X-23 and Logan's going to be in it, who I think she's playing a bad guy, which is quite interesting. And the way that they described the show is like Frozen meets Kill Bill, which is quite an interesting combination of things. Like those things should not go together, but maybe they do. And I'm fully faithful that Leslie Headland, the showrunner, has got this down pat and knows what she's doing. Very much looking forward to it. I'm in Sydney and we've had storms all week. This is like the first day in like ages that we've had a storm up here. I'm up in Brisbane, up in Queensland, and yeah, it's like been dry as, and then like today it's just like, nope, we're gonna like unleash all this water on you, and it's been like raining on and off all day, and it's been miserable. But yeah, so from Acolyte we have Andor. I didn't see the trailer for the Andor. I know it does exist. It's like out again, filmed on a potato sort of thing. But yeah, I'm looking. I loved Andor season 1. I love the slow build, the slow espionage thriller, spy thriller sort of stuff of it. I know a lot of people didn't really like that, but I quite enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to just more of that. And I'm pretty sure Dan the Gilroy, I can't remember whether it's Tony or Dan Gilroy who's behind it. I think it's Tony Gilroy. He said that like the way his comments made it seem like maybe this was the final season. Like they were only going to do 2 seasons, which makes sense because we know obviously where Cassian Andor goes on to. But I was sure they had planned for like 2 or 3 seasons. Maybe they just decided to cut it short because this is the story they want to tell. I'm fully invested in it. I enjoyed everything about season 1 and just how different it was to Star Wars. It wasn't like a member berry fiesta every week. I like that it was exploring the different sides of a resistance, of a rebellion, from like Saw Gerrera's side, Andor's, Stellan Skarsgård, all these characters having different ideologies and them sort of clashing and getting into like a melting pot. It was just so interesting and something not a lot of people seem to think about, but it's something that should be thought about quite a bit when talking about like the Rebel Alliance. It's not just all the people believing the exact same thing. There's a bunch of different ideologies in there, and I'm glad we have a show that explores that. As well as we got the build up to like the Death Star at the end there, which is quite cool, and I'm enjoying seeing that sort of stuff. Hope we get to see like director Krennic this season. I think that'd be kind of cool if he pops up every now and then. He popped up in Bad Batch, in the end of Bad Batch, so you never know. So from Andor we have Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew is a show that I don't really know much all about, except that it's Going to be done by John Watts, the guy who did the 3 MCU Spider-Man films. Uh, he's I think he's not directing it. I think he's directing an episode, but they've got like other people like Bryce Dallas Howard, the Daniels from Everywhere, All at Once. Bunch of other directors, Jason Schreier, or all these guys coming in to direct this show about a bunch of kids who get lost, and I guess Jude Law finds them or something, or he takes them in or something. Very Amblin, very like early Steven Spielberg, E.T. sort of vibes, or it's all about the kids and kind of Stranger Things sort of thing, which at the moment to me is a little played out. I don't like that whole, and it's mainly thanks to Stranger Things playing it out. But I'm looking forward to it, especially since some of the kids are actually going to be playing aliens. Like there was one kid who wasn't actually there at the Star Wars Celebration. He's going to be playing like the Blue Elephant. He's going to be playing basically Max Rebo, a little Max Rebo, which I think is really kind of cool. And like the behind the scenes pictures we saw, one of the children have like a visor on, which really reminds me of, what's the race called? A Miraculan? One of them is your party member in Knights of the Old Republic 2. Where their eyes are basically hidden behind like a veil sort of thing. Remind me of that, and maybe it is one of those races, or maybe it's just like some cool cybernetic sort of thing that kind of like Data, not Data, Geordie LaForge on Star Trek. You can't see, so she's got to use like a cybernetic visor. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, looks pretty cool. The one thing I did like, and this is mainly just because I've been catching up on Star Wars comics this week, is the ship. And I can't show you a photo of this for some reason. It doesn't want to load these particular file types. But they released some art for it like ages ago. Maybe if I just do a desktop show. Let's try that. Let's try that. How do we do that? Display capture. Window capture. Yeah, it'll be display capture. Yeah, so they here we go. Let's transition over to that. So yeah, like this ship here, this is the ship from Skeleton Crew, and this really reminded me of like, there's a ship in the recent Star Wars ongoing comic that's exactly like this ship, like the same twin engines, the back, the like folded back here, the long body and everything, and it reminded me exactly of that. So it makes me think like, oh, is their ship like a High Republic ship or something that's been like found or something, which would be really cool, that they have this like old ship. So I'm really much looking forward to seeing like how this ties into everything, because apparently it's going to tie into Mando, or like it's going to be Mando and stuff happening in the background of this, and they just hear about it or something. So either way, I'm really kind of looking forward to that. So let's see if I can move on to the next picture. Is it going to let me do that? No, I'll have to reopen it. Stand by. Get to see my wallpaper. Let's go. I know we talked about Ahsoka, but we'll like look at some of the pictures of Ahsoka, because it's some pretty cool stuff happening there. This is the Padawan from Ahsoka. I guess like the Dark Jedi Padawan, or Dark Jedi Force user. Male and female. This is the female one. I like that. I don't know what kind of ship she's flying, but I like she's got like the same sort of headgear that like the Jedi Starfighters use, like that sort of like comms unit. I think that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Ahsoka fighting an Inquisitor that we don't know who the Inquisitor is. It's definitely a female Inquisitor. It could be Barra Sophie. Could be Barra Sophie. I hope it is, just because that kind of like squares that circle a little bit. And this is Dave Filoni, who built up that story of Barriss and everything. So I have to imagine if anyone was to do it, it would be him. I do like that they're actually fighting in like it's like a deconstruction yard, because you got the Star Destroyer in the background here, very reminiscent of that area that Dr. Pershing went to in Mandalorian. They could be on Coruscant. It would kind of make sense, maybe, because maybe Ahsoka's come there looking for help from Mon Mothma, who is in the trailer as well, played by Genevieve O'Reilly again, like she is in Andor, which I think is just so cool that this actress can come back after being in a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith and just have this role just given to her again, 20 odd years later, and she can make a meal out of it. There's like actual character behind the role now. But yeah, it looks cool. I'm intrigued to find out who this Inquisitor is, and if they're working with these Dark Jedi. There's another Dark Jedi. This is Ray Stevenson as I think his character is named Babylon, or something. Starts with a B, I know that. I've heard people say it's like Babylon or Baylor and Balin, all these different spellings of it. But yeah, he looks cool. I like that he's very much kind of like Darth Vader in that he's got a he's very tall and very like broad-shouldered and just looks like a wall of death coming towards you. And he's got like a in the trailer, he's got like a hallway scene because that's what Sith Lords get now. I love that his lightsaber's very orange. It reminds me of the orange lightsabers you'd see characters using in like the Dark Forces games. If that makes any sense to people, some of the villains in that game used lightsabers or like clubs and stuff. I can't remember what the character's name was, but they were like a giant like ogre, and they used a light club, which is a form of lightsaber, which is literally just a club, and it had this exact same color, and it's the exact same like hue of that color, which I think is really quite cool. But yeah, we don't know what his deal is. I guess he's trying to stop Ahsoka. Maybe he's working for Thrawn, and speaking of Thrawn, we get to see Thrawn, but we don't get to see all that much of him, just the back of his head. Can't tell who he's played by, like what the age of the person. I said this before, my stream crashed before, but people keep saying it's going to be Lars Mikkelsen, the guy who voiced him in Rebels and who's the brother of Mads Mikkelsen, but he's a bit too old. He's in like his late 60s, early 70s, whereas I always pictured Thrawn along this time in the Heir of the Empire time to be in his like mid 40s, maybe a little younger. So I have to imagine it might be someone else. I guess we'll find out soon enough because it comes out in August, which isn't too far away. I didn't expect it to be coming out in August. What else have we got? We got my boy Huyang back. The Jedi droid from Clone Wars, who was like in charge of a ship for younglings where he'd ferry them to Ilium to get their crystals and help build their lightsabers. He's back, and I couldn't tell. He does have a line in the trailer, but I couldn't tell. But I think he's again voiced by David Tennant, which is very exciting. Very exciting. Really looking forward to that. What else have we got here? We got Elsbeth is back from The Mandalorian. She obviously escaped Ahsoka and was probably rescued by Thrawn's Imperial forces, and she's now helping him. She's in the same room as Thrawn was in this picture, it's just the opposite angle. What else have we got here? We got our first look at Ezra. We can't really see. I can't tell who's playing him. But that looks like Ezra. That's Ezra. That's Ezra Bridger. And I have to imagine that was taken around the time he was in Rebels, I guess, because this is a hologram that Sabine has. So I imagine she's about to go off to find him, and she's like keeping an eye on it. There's Sabine there. I do like as well that they actually are looking to recreate the closing moments of Rebels in live action, as of course Dave Filoni would do that. I'm very hyped. We get to see Ahsoka's ship here. It's a T6 shuttle, I think is what it's called. But yeah, she's obviously going to recruit Sabine. Really cool. We get another shot of the shuttle here and like a chase. It's really cool. What else we got? Yes, Hera Syndulla in live action, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was actually married to Ewan McGregor, which is quite cool. But yeah, no, she looks perfect. She looks absolutely perfect. Looks exactly how I imagined a live action Hera would look. Down to the jacket, the belt, the yellow pants. Looks fantastic. I can't wait. There's another shot of Ray Stevenson's character, his armor and everything. I'm wondering where they are in there, because you've got like the circle thing here, which makes me think, are they in like a World Between Worlds area sort of thing, or like something connected to that area? Back in maybe back on Lothal or something. Looking forward to seeing where all this is just all awesome. Again, Sabine looks amazing in live action. I love the colorful armor, the helmet. I'm really looking forward to seeing her in live action. I hope we get to see as well her talking about the Darksaber again, because that was a big part of her storyline. Stuff with the Darksaber and Fen Rao, and I'm wondering how she was going to react now that Bo-Katan is Mandalore again, the rightful Mandalore, and is trying to take back Mandalore. I'm intrigued to see how those stories will cross over together in, I guess, Dave Filoni's movie. I guess that's where it's going to be crossing over. But yeah, everything so far about like all these series look just fantastic, and I honestly can't wait for any of them. They're just so exciting that we have all this cool Star Wars stuff happening, and it just looks all fantastic. It's just gonna keep coming. We've got new movies coming out. That's like the thing I'm like really excited for. I didn't expect to get movies announced like this at this time. I thought that they'd save that for a little later on down the line, but yeah, it just looks great. This is the can I open this? Is this gonna allow me to open? I've got that timeline. Yeah, this is their new timeline that they are going to be setting everything in, I guess. Like this is just like a more coherent sort of through line for the Star Wars franchise and saga. We got the Dawn of the Jedi, Old Republic, High Republic, Fall of the Jedi, Reign of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, the New Republic, Rise of the First Order, and the New Jedi Order. So exciting. A lot of this was already like confirmed, like especially like this stuff here, but like New Jedi Order, Dawn of the Jedi, it's all like new stuff. I'm very excited. I like the symbol, like seemingly depicts like a person. I wonder if that has anything to do with the thing that Luke had in. I gotta find a photo of this now. Hold on. I gotta do my my sleuthing. I think I've just discovered something. There was a symbol on the floor of Luke's Jedi Temple on Ahch-To. Yes, yeah, and it looks pretty similar. I'm gonna get this open. How am I gonna show this to you guys? I'll just save it and open. Is it gonna let whoever invented the WebApp like file extension needs to be shot. Swear. Okay, hold on. It's not gonna let me open that picture. Let me open this picture. No. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. This symbol looked exactly like the one we just saw. We've got the head, the lightsaber going down. I would not be surprised if that is uh, related in any way. I don't particularly know the story behind the symbol on Luke's Jedi Temple on the floor, but yeah, it looks exactly the same, and I have to imagine it will be definitely tied to it because they're like the bookends of each of the entire saga. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing like what they're going to do with that Dawn of the Jedi film because that's got to like lay out a lot of ground rules going forward in terms of like how the Force works, like what a Jedi is, how the Jedi came to like use their lightsabers. There's lots of stuff they can pull from Legends because there's literally a Legend series called Dawn of the Jedi, and that goes into a lot of detail about that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's definitely going to be really cool, especially James Mangold directing. He's got really a great style for like making things epic and like feel like lived in and giving everything like time like story wise to breathe. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And then obviously you've got on the other end the New Jedi Order with Rey being set up 15 years after a Rise of Skywalker. So I'm very excited to see Rey Skywalker coming back and like how she as a character has grown and what she's up to. Who are her Padawans? Is Finn around? Is he involved in this? Lots of really fun stuff can happen. Lots of really fun stuff. And yeah, I think that was everything that was announced. I want to say that was everything. We'll just go back to transition back here. I'm pretty sure that was everything, unless I've missed something in between. I don't think I have. Just because I kind of set this stream up like pretty quickly, just because I'm really excited to talk about it, and I might have missed something. I don't think I did. Ahsoka trailer, Acolyte, yeah, Daisy Ridley's coming back. Yeah, I think that's like everything Star Wars related that got announced. Right now, there is more to come because obviously Celebration is still happening. So there is definitely going to be more coming. I know there's a lot of comic book stuff coming, which I'm very excited for. I'm probably one of the only few people who actually are excited for that. But they're going to be announcing. I don't think the next big story arc, but definitely the next big event. Which it's probably one and the same. Next big story arc probably will be the next big event. But it has to do with Ajax Sigma and like the droid uprising. So looking forward to seeing that. I guess talk about like the Indiana Jones trailer. We got like a full trailer for Indiana Jones. It looks really good. Again, it's James Mangold. I can see why they're hiring him for a Star Wars film now. He's really captured that sense of adventure the Indiana Jones films always have. I like that they've just gone fuck it and are now dealing with I wouldn't say time travel, but like something that reverses time or like allows people to jump into time or something. The trailer doesn't really make it clear, but the device, the Dial of Destiny, does look like it at least opens up a portal in time or something. That seems to be what Mads Mikkelsen's character is all about in this. He wants to correct Hitler's wrongdoings and do it better, I guess. So that's pretty cool. I like that they keep using the de-aged Indiana Jones. It looks fantastic. The de-aged Harrison Ford looks brilliant. Looks amazing. Phoebe Waller-Bridger as his goddaughter. It seems like a lot of fun. I like that they make make it clear that she's kind of playing both sides and that she'll betray Indy, but also maybe helping him. Some really cool stuff there. Boyd Holbrook was like the evil Nazi henchman guy chasing Indiana Jones is a lot of fun. The action set pieces on it look really cool. That parade looks really great. Jumping from a crashing bomber with a parachute, jumping off trains and everything. Classic Indiana Jones stuff. Looks really great. I'm really looking forward to it. They're really supposed to for it as well. It's very. I don't think it's by Drew Struzan, but it's very Drew Struzan inspired, and it looked really great. That's coming out in June as well. Very much looking forward to that. The one thing though, I really wish that Disney and Lucasfilm would do with Indiana Jones is make goddamn comics. They'll make toys, they'll make movies, they won't make comics with him for some reason. And Indiana Jones is the type of character who is like perfect for comic books. He goes on adventures and like finds treasure and battles Nazis and evil Soviet generals and all this. That's comics. That's goddamn comics. That's Pulp Fiction comics from, you know, the 40s and 50s. If you do like an Indiana Jones comic book, if they announce one, it's at Star Wars Celebration or sometime, or at San Diego Comic Con, it would sell like hotcakes. It's the same thing I say with stuff like Resident Evil. Branch out into comics. You have a fan base there. They'll eat it up, and they certainly will. I know I definitely would buy a copy of a Indiana Jones comic. It would be pretty amazing. But they haven't done that yet. They've done toys, so maybe we'll get one. But yeah, no. I think by now we've kind of covered everything. Thank you everyone for joining me. Who joined me on this stream and the one before my power got knocked out. I do apologize for that. I knew it was maybe going to happen, but it's the first time it's actually happened in a long time during a storm. But yeah, no. Thank you everyone for joining me. Appreciate it. Just coming to hear me ramble on about how much I really fucking love Star Wars and Indiana Jones. I was going to save it for this week's comic multiverse, but I just really kind of wanted to jump on it while the iron was hot. And I don't think we're going to be doing a comic multiverse this week. I think me and Joel talked about just having just a week off just to sort of, give us a break, a little bit of a break. So I'm glad I could just do this little video thing live here for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed all of this sort of stuff. I hope we get to see more. What the hell happened there? I hope we get to see more over the coming weekend over Star Wars Celebration. But thank you everyone for joining me, and until next time.